eBay home runs doesn't always happen, but when it does happen for me, it comes with a bang. 50 pieces of these excellently looking HP Elite Display E243 IPS monitors. Full HD, almost bezel-less, 16 Hz, top bright, anti-glare, viewing angles of up to 180 degrees, contrast ratio of 1000 to 1, and the reaction time of 4 ms, and the list goes on and on and on. I have no doubt that deploying these monitors for gaming or editing will deliver nothing less than satisfaction. It started with a simple telephone chat, asking if my contact had anything for me. It's a new year and everything seems so on a slow mode. eBay was stuck like most Januaries and sales were really sloppy. So I decided it was time for the traditional sourcing, which was to start sending emails to most of my forgotten contacts, and in some cases placing a call through. So let's call this contact Fred. Fred is an easygoing guy. He doesn't sell on eBay but sits on a large inventory of used IT hardwares. I came to know Fred about 3 years ago when it appeared there was a drought of inventory in the land. This was the time of the Windows 7 PCs, so I bought a few of his PCs at the time and sold them on eBay for profit. But the problems with Fred were many. Firstly, he wasn't the in-charge guy that gave the final order to sell or not to sell goods. What that meant was that Fred always had to get clearance from an invisible senior man that was almost never in the office. So that meant very long wait time for a little decision to be made. Secondly, Fred's inventories were untested, so even though they came in cheap, I always had to deal with the headache of items not working, which is not something you want to deal with while trying to build a sustainable eBay business. Well, except if you have the technical know-how to fix things. What do I have to lose? I gave Fred a call and set up a meetup for some HP monitors. Although he couldn't give me the exact model numbers of the monitors, he assured me this time that the monitors were already cleared by the senior man to be sold, which meant if I would arrive today, I would be able to pay for them and eventually pick them up. Now that was an interesting info for me, as I really needed so bad new inventories for my eBay shop. I really do appreciate, man. I will give you a call once again when I'm close. So I arrived at about 1 p.m. to behold the monitors and eventually pick them up. And this time, to my greatest surprise, it was exactly what I was looking for. Monitor condition, very good, with the exception of one or two that had a few signs of use on the base. Connections, DisplayPort, HDMI, VGA, USB 3.0 upstream port, as well as 2 USB ports on the side. Friends, this is exactly what says on eBay. At this point, I knew it was time to act fast. I asked Fred how much he wanted for everything. Although he initially said 1,000 euros, we ended up at 850 euros. And knowing that this was a super good deal, I went on to show Fred some appreciation in the way I knew how to do best. Few hours later, I arrived at the warehouse. Although I was very tired, it was time to do some work. Given that I had disassembled all the monitors during pickup, it meant I had to move 50 LED screens, 50 monitor bays, and 50 monitor stands up the stairs. This really sucked. But in the end, after about 50 minutes of moving back and front and up and down, I did get everything in safely. At this point, the only one thing I needed was a bottle of cold beer. But unfortunately, given that my warehouse was in the middle of nowhere, getting a bottle of chilled beer would not have been possible. But then the mere thought that I was going to break the competition on eBay with these 50 sound monitors got me super pumped up. So without wasting time, I picked up one of the monitors, reassembled it, cleaned it up, and tested it for functionality. And that being done, it was time to deliver this beauty to the market. Price is king on eBay, but then there's still a place for making good and appealing pictures. With this, I made 4 good pictures of the monitor from different angles and went ahead to list them on eBay. I did do a little research for the current market price for this monitor, and in the end, I decided that 96 euros was the minimum price that would be worth all my effort of getting these monitors from over 75 kilometers away, cleaning them, staging them, and finally setting them up on eBay for buyers to see. With this low ball price of 96 euros, I had expected that my phone was going to go crazy with the eBay chime every other minute. But to my greatest surprise, this offer decided to go on cricket mode for the next 48 hours. Then came the first chime. And then next. And next. And ever since, it's been averaging like 2 to 3 sales a day. And with each chime, I net 40 euros, all expenses paid. Until now, sales have been pretty consistent, and I'm really grateful to the eBay algorithm for the constant traffic it has directed to this offer. But then, getting the eBay sold notification is just one aspect of the transaction. I'm going to be letting you in on the other aspect, which is pretty much a taboo to talk about when it comes to the discussion of passive income on eBay. See, I have been on eBay long enough to know how to react whenever an item sells. And if you want to be successful on the platform, you can very well forget the fact that there is anything passive about the income you generate on eBay. Whenever an item sells, you have to be ready and available to put in the work, which begins with picking up the item possibly from the shelf or any other storage location, cleaning them, packing them, and for fragile items like monitors, computers, cameras, you have to be careful to pack them with high quality packaging materials as to prevent any eventual damage during transport. And at the end of the day, you have to be able to bring the item to the post office and ship them off. And as if that's not enough, you also need to be able to reply to a buyer's request in the middle of the night asking,
"Would you send me the tracking code for the monitor?"
Your ability and willingness to rinse and repeat this whole process over and over and over and again would firstly make the eBay algorithm to stop hating you or your offers. Secondly, ultimately set you up on the right path to becoming a 6 or 7 figure seller in no distant time. Knowing a trade might not be enough to be successful on eBay. There are still a few skill sets you would need to pull this off. So do make sure to check out the next video here to see what they are. Until I see you in the next video, peace.